Hello everybody, hello, welcome in. It's been just over a week since I last streamed with you all, so it's lovely to be back. Welcome Amy, welcome Laura and Kate, welcome Kimberlyn and Arabia and Sarah and Yana and Vera, welcome. Hello, yes, hope everyone is doing well today. Would have started a few minutes earlier, but I was washi taping this border, so it's literally like half a centimetre, just so I don't have to worry about going to the edge of the book. And it took a little bit longer than I anticipated. Just trying to get it all straight. This washi tape was quite opaque, so I couldn't see through it to make sure that it was straight, so I did some pencil markings. The bee, yes, we are doing the bee. After uploading my plans yesterday, I think I had 3 requests for this bee, so the bee had to come first. And then I've got a few others. Oh, Sarah, you've got this book I can colour along. That's exciting. Right, let me just grab my set of watercolours. Oh. So there they are. I'm a little bit scared though. I am very scared. So I'm a little bit worried about getting watercolour over the bee itself. So I could do some washi tape as well, just to try and like mask off the bee, because I don't have any masking fluid or anything like that, so I can't use that. So I could just do no, I can be careful. I was just like, I can't be bothered. Just because it's like quite a jagged edge, I don't think I'd be able to sort of fandangle my way into those gaps. But I think I will grab an inspiration photo for myself. Galaxy watercolor background. Just so I have something to refer to whilst colouring. Maybe something like that could work. Can you leave a gap and then fill in with watercolour pencil? Yeah, I could do that. I think I'll be able to have a bit of control, I'm hoping. How am I feeling? Much better, thank you, Laura. I've had last week and this week off work, and that's definitely helped. And I've done lots of colouring to make myself feel better, which has been good. Hello, Rainbow Kittens. Welcome. You're new. Lovely to have you here. You have this book also. It's a lovely book. I really do love it. It's lovely to see another colourist who adores washi tape as much as me. I have a whole collection. Oh my gosh. Do you want to see my whole collection? It's not even my whole collection. But let me grab my washi tape drawer. Because before I did colouring, I did journaling. This is my washi tape drawer. This is one of them. I have another one which is just like plain washi tapes, which I used to use a lot with my journaling. So I have this. I also have a new set here, which is 24 pack. That there is, as you can see, there's not enough room here. I've just started chucking them on top because I have so many. And then let me grab the other drawer. And then here's my other drawer of just kind of more plain colours, glitters, and lots of polka dots and stripes and things like that. So yeah, I do love my washi tape. My collection is huge and I could do with a better organisation system. I need to reorganise in order to fit these in, but that's another day job. Oh, I also have another small set here, and then other washi tapes dotted around the place that I've used recently that I haven't put away. And I also have a tin of ugly washi tapes. This is actually in it. I just know I wouldn't use this on a page. So it's in my tin, which I use for masking off pages. Yeah, that's my large washi tape collection. Kimberlyn also did journaling too. Even if I go over slightly by doing the background first, you'll be able to cover up any mishaps when doing the bee. Yeah, it's just the fact that the bee's going to be yellow and the background's going to be dark, so it's a little bit harder to cover up, but it'll be fine. It'll be fine. Will there be another part of the Rank and Rate series? Yes. The reason there wasn't one on Friday was just I didn't have one in the bank filmed and I had something else filmed, so I thought I'd put that up instead. And I wasn't in the mood for filming last week, so there is another one. It's filmed and it's ready to go up on tomorrow for Friday. And then I've got other ones planned as well for the rest of this month. Then maybe a few more. I think I've got maybe 2 more months of Rank and Rates. You need a storage box to fit all your washi tapes in. Yeah, it's finding the storage, and I still want more. I was looking on Temu the other night looking for floral washi tapes because I've just recently got the Green Ivy book, and I think that they would do, it would look really nice, lots of floral washi tapes, and I want a larger selection. I want some with like small flowers that are kind of muted to go with Green Ivy's work. Never have enough washi tape. Right, I am avoiding this. I should have done a bit of a tester, but I didn't. You got that set from the works? Yes, I think Lucy showed me them and was like, ooh, look what I just found at the works, because there's a really cute bee washi tape in there. Where is it? Here it is. It's kind of an annoying box because you can't quite see all of them. Yeah, I buy a whole box of 24 washi tape for one? Yes I did, because it's got bees on it. But I also loved the ones with the fruit on. These suns are really fun. It had some really nice summery patterns. Really like that daisy one. I was thinking about using this for the tile background in that page I did in, what was it called? Lulu's House of Wonder, the bathroom tiles. I was thinking about using that, but I thought it was a bit too busy and didn't match the vision I had in mind. It's got some fun foil ones. Yeah, that's the one I used. That's been well loved. Got some fun foils. Just close my door. Oh, now I've got these as a mess to put away. Yeah, I need to just take them out of the box and chuck them in the drawer soon. You will lurk for a bit. Excited to see what you do with this page. No worries, Laura. Pop in and out whenever you can. Rainbow's messaging from phone, watching on TV. Hello from the big screen. I always find that kind of crazy with people watching on a big screen, but people like it. Right, I'm gonna need a big paintbrush and a slightly less big paintbrush. So I've got a 7 and a 9 here. I'm scared. Maybe I should do a little test. Some scrap bits of paper next to me. There we go. You bought doubles of them, you purchased 2 boxes. You love the bee one and the strawberry one. Yeah, I love the strawberry one too. This one down here. And I was a bit annoyed because I'd just done a strawberry theme in my journal and it would have been perfect for that, but alas. Right, I'm going to do a bit of a test on here. Where's my water? There's my water. Just moving all the rubbish on my desk that I just pushed to the side. Right, so I'm going to be using black, indigo, permanent violet, maybe cobalt blue. I'll add a bit of water to that, so I'll just grab my water. Oh yeah, I do have this brush that came with it, but the bristles are really gross. I don't think I'll ever use that, but I'll keep it in there anyway. Right, I'm trying to read the colours here. It would help if it was organised in the same way as in here. It is in the same order, but this is in 3 columns, whereas that's in 2 columns, and it's just confusing me. Doesn't take much. Right, permanent violet. This water is not fresh, so it's got a bit of sparkle in it, but you know what? That will work for this page. Sea blue, French ultramarine, indigo. There it is. It's nice. There's a bit of sparkle in the water. Free sparkle. You use them for borders, but I need to know how colorists use them on clothes and colouring books. Please kindly give tips, Jess. Well, yeah, I will try and do a video on that soon. It is really easy. You just put the washi tape on and then get a craft knife, and literally you just need the lightest pressure, and then you peel off the bits that you don't need. Right, so I'm going to start with the black here. You need a sharp scalpel knife and cut it to shape. Yeah, I have, where's mine? Has it been put away? Nope, it's right here. I have this craft knife. I have no idea what the brand is. It's blue. And I got this ages ago when I was doing journaling, and it came with a bunch of replacement blades. So when it does get dull, I can replace it. So that works great for me. Just getting my palette set up here with all the colours that I want, because I found with these they're so opaque, it's really difficult to take it straight from the pan. I find I need to dilute it in quite a bit of water. Oh no! I've got a touch of the purple in the yellow. I will need to sort that out, otherwise that's not going to be good. There we go. Managed to clean that out. I need to go over it again with some cleaner water, but that'll do for now. Just dropping a bit more water into this. I'm being a bit reckless, dropping water over my book. It'll be fine. Right. A matter of plonking it on the page. Oh no, I don't like that blue. That blue is not the right shade blue. Glad I tested it. Purple's nice though. I didn't do the best job when I swatched it because I used too much of the just straight pigment. Is that definitely indigo? It doesn't look like it. I suppose it does. I think I want Payne's Grey instead. Whatever it is. What watercolour am I using? I'm using the Lightwish watercolours, the 24 set. I do have a review of this on the channel if you are interested. I am not very well practiced in using these though, so it is going to be a lot of experimenting from me. Would I be interested in doing a buddy colour? Of course, I'm always interested in doing a buddy colour. Okay, that's better. Much prefer that colour blue. And it's just a matter of putting colours on the page. Done all right on that bit of scrap paper. I don't know where this is from because it's a bit thicker. I think it may have been from the French ABC colouring book. I was ripping it apart and putting it in a journal, so I think it might be from that. And that works quite well. I'm just not going to be using this colour here. I think I might need a bit more of the black. Ooh, wanted to mention that Karolina Kubikowska shared on her Patreon today that she's coming out with a new book. No further information yet. Yes, I did actually know that she was working on a new book because I messaged her about Circle of Life. Not Circle of Life, I always call it Circle of Life. Circle of Nature. And if she was going to be re-releasing it or if it was gone forever, I just wanted to know. And she said she's looking to re-release her old books, but she's currently working on a new one. So that is very exciting. Right, I'm just putting a second piece here just so my entire back of the page is protected. I'm going to purchase a craft knife, nice rapier. Right, let's grab that up. There we go. Right. Now we begin. I'm going to need some more of the black. I'm going to go right over the top of the stars and hope that I can see it through the watercolour and go over it with some metallic or the like. But I am literally just going over, picking up bits of the colour and using circular motions with my paintbrush to apply it to the page. I've got black, dark blue and purple here. Need to remember not that one. Oh yeah, it's not too hard to get right up in those details there. Background is going to be super quick. I might bring in something different to colour whilst it dries. Need more of the black. Welcome in, Paulina. Welcome, welcome. Lovely to have you join us for stream. We are colouring as baby. Should I send you a message on Instagram or should I email you in order to pick a book and a page? Instagram's perfect. That's where I plan most of my body colours. But if anyone's ever watching this and goes, oh, I don't have Instagram, feel free to email me. It's always linked in the description. Trying my best not to be my usual perfectionist self and overworking this and just letting it be splotchy. I know that's when things in the past have gone haywire for me, when I've, well, not haywire, but bleed through because I'm being too picky with it and trying to overwork it. It's quite fun actually. Need a lot more black. Sorry, I'm going quiet. I'm kind of concentrating. Trying to concentrate. I'll try and do some talking whilst I blend together. I am very curious to see how this looks behind. Because I haven't tested watercolour in the book. I've just hoped for the best. Which one was Payne's Grey? That one. Bit more on the Payne's Grey. Oh yeah, that's better. But I have seen when other people have used this book that they say watercolours works well, so, or water mediums work well. You're living dangerously, absolutely. Welcome Trini, Smart Husky. Lovely to have you join us. Did you have a nice holiday? So you went away, didn't you? For a couple of weeks. What watercolour palette? Did I answer that? It's the Light Wish. I think I answered it before, but just to anyone joining in, this is the Light Wish watercolours. You did your first background using a paintbrush and you can see the stroke marks in it. You can try doing another layer, because sometimes doing a second layer just kind of smooths everything out. Get onto that right after the live. You're such a beautiful soul inside out. I'm so glad I discovered this channel. Thank you so much, Rabia. That's such a lovely comment. Anytime someone compliments me, I like blush. I really do. It really makes my day. And I really appreciated all your well wishes last week. Sorry you came in. No worries, Rainbow. No worries at all. I was just like, I know I've answered it, but I couldn't remember if that was the one I'd answered. Yeah, I have the same problem with Neocolours and even Inktense. It always looks so streaky. Inktense second layer It really is all about the second layer and trusting the process, because the amount of times I've used Inktense and I've been like, oh my gosh, this looks awful, and I do a second layer and it all turns out fine. You just gotta keep going. I was chatting with Catherine at Cath Colours Pages the other day, and she was saying that if you activate Inktense with an alcohol marker, then go over the top with a paintbrush and water, it helps to remove the streaks. And I tried that and it did work. It worked okay. Can't remember what book I tried it in. Yeah, I cannot remember. What book did I use Inktense activated with alcohol marker recently? I do not know. Trini's had such fun on your holidays. Good to hear. Ooh. I have to try with Inktense more. I've barely used them. Even my Neo colours I barely use because of the streaks. Maybe I just don't let it dry enough before I go over. I don't know. Definitely let it dry before going over with a second layer. That's another big tip. Let it dry completely. Sometimes just leaving it for a day and then coming back, that can really help the process. Gosh, that's really really intense there. Yeah, just kind of keep persevering with it. Oh, that's the wrong colour, is it? Yep, that is. Brilliant. Just picked up the wrong colour. Back to work Monday. Yeah, I'm going back to work next week as well on Tuesday. Wish Inktense would bring more colours to their paint palette. Yeah, I don't have the paint palette. I have 52 pencils and that has done me well. I was going to order some more, but I thought, you know what, I don't actually need any more. Like, if I was using the Inktense pencils and there was something I felt like was missing, I haven't found that yet. So if there is a shade I feel like, oh, I want this, then I'll write that down and grab some more. But 52 has been a good set for me. I've just been buying open stock. I've bought a couple of, by a couple I mean 3 Neocolor 2s to do a page in Mythomorphia. I just had the idea for the background and the kind of effect that I wanted, and thought I want to use Neocolor 2s. I've got some. I've got a few blues, but at the moment I just haven't found the page that I want to use it for. I thought, okay, get some blues, it'd be good for sky, it'd be good for water, you know, things that I would often want to use a water medium for, and then I just haven't used it. How goes I wasn't on a holiday, Trini. I was off work, so I wasn't feeling very well. But better now. Better now. Unfortunately, work was kind of the reason I got sick. And by sick, with my mental health, I struggle with chronic fatigue, as some of you may know. I've spoken about it a few times. I called in sick to work on 2 weeks ago on Thursday, and not Thursday, Saturday, not last Saturday, the Saturday before, and they go, well, we've rejected your request not to work. And I was like, it's not a request, I am ill and I cannot work. And they were like, well, if you come to cover you. And I was like, and it just caused my mental health to completely plummet. So I took a week off, and then another week off as I still wasn't feeling myself end of last week. But yeah, it's starting to get there now. And I was just frustrated that I felt so terrible, and knowing that there was a specific reason for it. something outside my control, but yeah, I'm gonna have a meeting with them and talk about it and be like, this shouldn't happen again. Right, I'm gonna leave the page here for now and come back to it in a bit once it's all dried. I'm a little apprehensive to turn the page over, but it should be okay. It should be okay. I have to find something to do in the meantime. Oh, I've got an idea. I've got an idea. Pop those two in there, and there. We'll move this to the side. Yeah, it was horrible. I felt awful, and I spent most of Saturday crying and feeling just terrible and going, what do I do? They're forcing me into work, and I can't work. And then finally they were like, fine, I will cover you. You've got to come in for a meeting, and that just sent me over the edge. Yeah, it's not for me to get cover if I'm ill. No, it's not. Right, I think we will keep to the galaxy theme and start doing, even though I haven't finished this one yet, I'm going to start with this one and do a alcohol marker galaxy background. I want to say that I appreciate you talking about your chronic fatigue and mental health. I'm sorry they were so horrible. It sucked, especially because you're enjoying the job. Yeah, it was frustrating, and I'm going to speak to the deputy manager because I called her the following Tuesday because we had a bank holiday, so I had to wait quite a while because they're not in office on the weekends. It's someone on call. And she was like, oh, I'm sorry that happened. So yeah, not so great. Yeah, and I, not even to justify, but the person I know for a fact also has mental health problems and had some time off recently, and for her to then go back and sort of blame it on me for saying I can't work, and they were acting like I'd requested not to work because I couldn't be bothered. I didn't feel like it. I was like, no, I'm unwell, I'm calling in. Welcome Chrissy, Wilcox Mama, and welcome Michelle. Have you had an occupational health review, Jess? They can help force employers to toe the line. I had quite a few at my last job because I had lots of issues with having to go to HR for my absences, because I had quite a lot of absences due to my mental health, and it was one of the reasons why I left that previous job, because I was constantly being called to HR and they would be like, we're not having a go at you, just trying to support you, we're just help you, but you're not fulfilling your contracted hours, you're not doing this. And for this job, they have no excuse. I'm on a 0-hour contract, I don't have to do anything. Right, I'm going to do an alcohol marker galaxy background, and I have no idea how it's going to go. But if it goes badly, I can just go over it with black acrylic paint. So why not experiment? Let's get the same piece of card here and do a bit of a test with some markers. Just popping in to say hi. I want to say that you're a beautiful, kind person, and thank you for buddy colouring with me. You're welcome, Nikki. Thanks for watching. Thanks for joining me live. Oh, I've been wondering about this. Right, so I need to pick some colours. So I'm going to get CG 209 for my black. PB5 might be good because it's kind of a purpley undertone. PB5. Don't mind me as I hunt for my markers down there. There we go. Let's just do a swatch of them. Yeah, that works well. PB5 and then R13 looks good. Yeah. I want something a bit purplier. B380. Don't tend to use these dark purple tones. Whoa. You were going to start this page as well. What colourful worlds really inspired me with her completed pages video? She didn't do this page, but I got inspired by another page she did. I'm really behind with my completed pages videos, so I've still yet to watch hers. No, this is a bit too bluey, although it does work. I want something more purple, maybe B270 instead. There it is. Doesn't help that it's gotten a bit dark now and I struggle to see things in the dark or like distinguish things. From the sounds of it, sorry for a crap situation, sending a huge hug. Thanks, Chrissy. Been in that situation at work, it's not nice at all. Honestly, it was the first time ever work had kind of... It's the first time ever I phoned up sick for work and they've gone, no, we can't, you can't do that. And it was just the worst feeling in the world. And I'm going to make it known to them that I would have just had the day off work, and because I was just feeling extremely tired and didn't have the energy to work that day, and I'd already done like half a shift on Thursday because I was so tired, so I just needed a couple of days extra sleep. I didn't even sleep that day because I was so emotional from it all, and I'm going to make it known to them that I would have just had a couple of days off and then it turned into 2 weeks, and that's on them. And what are they going to do in the future to not have that happen again? Because they struggle with carers. They say they appreciate us and what we do, yet that's the way they treat us, and it's a bit too big of a jump between these two markers. Sorry for all the clicking. Actually, no, it works with a couple of layers. I agree, thank you for being real. It's something so many of us can relate to. Not to make it about me, but I'm out of work now for almost the same reason and had the same response from management. Going back tomorrow, I'm pretty anxious about it. Yeah, I relate to that, Hannah, too. Of the kind of fear of returning back. I'm kind of glad because my line of work, I kind of just go out and do my own thing. I don't have to really get involved with the other staff members so much. So it almost is less daunting for me than what it used to be at my old job. That's horrible. Hope you managed to tell them how you feel. Talk about your feelings can really help, and please be aware that I'm here if you need to talk about it. Their behaviour is awful. Yeah, it was awful, and like once you're in that bad place, it's really hard to come back out the other side. But honestly, I coloured, and that helped me so much. I was really not myself for over a week. And it's literally in the past kind of 3-4 days that I've really kind of felt a bit better and more like my usual kind of chatty self. My mum kept saying to me, yeah, you're not right, are you? You're quiet. And I was like, yeah. I feel your pain. You had an awful few years starting in 2020 and work kept calling me to HR meetings. I was actually under adult mental health services at the time and not capable of taking part. Yeah, it's awful. It's frustrating how... Because for me, I don't struggle when I'm at work. When I'm at work, I'm fine. What I struggle with is being respected for my reasons to not work. If I'm calling in, I hate having to call in. I find that's like anxiety inducing in itself. I hate calling in. So to do that, I am not well. And I'd much rather work than be off. I would. Yeah, sounds like a lot of you can relate to that sort of issues. Click sounds quite satisfying. Oh, Amy, something I love. The Crayola pastel set have the best click. Oh, I love the click of this. It's so satisfying. Often if I'm doing a page that uses these, I'll just keep clicking them and be like, oh, love that sound. It's the little things. You're not an ASMR type person, but that sound I really, really enjoy. Yeah, I do quite like it too. Colouring does help. Hello, Anastasia. Yay, I'm live. I think I missed a question. Do I like Kirby books? I do like my Kirby books. I've got all of the World series, Dark Fairy Tales, and Mythomorphia. Do like them. So that's why I love door dashing. I can work when my kids are in school, and then I have the flexibility when needed. I have acid reflux and threw up this morning and just turned off my app and went home. Yeah, that's a really good balance for when you are feeling okay, you can take on work, and if you're not, you just don't. Yeah. You're substitute teaching because you deal with chronic illness and need flexibility. It's so frustrating being a girl in my 20s, my mid-20s, and only working part-time and going to work and speaking to other carers, and they don't mean it in a mean way. They're just like, why are you part-time? Like, why aren't you working full-time? Like, I'm good about talking about it. I think it's good to talk about it, and it's taken me many years to be open and talk about mental health like this. But when I'm at work, I'm not necessarily wanting to do that when I'm at a client's house and we're doing a double up. I have chronic fatigue. I do 3 days a week. I'm not sat at home doing nothing. I'm colouring. And they don't understand that. They do not understand that. Good evening, Lean3 Crafts. Welcome in. You're going to ask if you can join the Matchstick Mouse Buddy colour for the autumn book. Absolutely, Anastasia. That one open to all. So if you message me on Instagram, I'll add you to the chat. Kate, you just bought that Crayola set. It's lovely. The pastel colours, they're not the best actually, the pastel range, but the clicky, I love the clicky. Employees forget that their employees are humans. I'm a nurse and the healthcare system doesn't even remember that about its employees. We get in trouble calling off no matter the reason. Yeah, and the frustrating thing is you do, and I'm sure it's the same for nurses, but as carers we do mental health training and how it can impact and how serious it is for people, but it's like there's no reciprocity from them. That's when it gets frustrating. Right, I am going to take the lids off these markers just so it's easier. Get them in the right order. There we go. And I'm going to do the same process like I did with the watercolours, but with alcohol markers instead. Could washi tape the sides of this, but yeah, I'm going to colour over the stars as well. I'm just kind of scribbling, getting a bit of a outline for it. Then I'll come in with my next colour. Scribble over the top of that. And it's just going to be a matter of adding layers until I'm happy with it. Luckily, a lot of these dark colours are not ones that I use very often, so they shouldn't run out on me. It is good that they're nice and juicy. I say they're nice and juicy, and this one is not as juicy. But no, it's okay. It's okay. Right, back to this colour. Sorry if I don't look at chat for a while. You do have to work kind of quickly when working with alcohol markers. once I get to a good spot, I'll look up and check the chat again. Oh gosh, what colour am I on? That one. Okay, we've hit the point here that I can stop there. Go back over this bit. The key with alcohol markers is trying to make sure that what you're working on stays wet. Which when you're doing a large area is easier said than done. But if you go back and forth between the areas that you're working between to keep whatever you're working on still juicy, then it should be okay. At least that's how I do it when I'm doing my big backgrounds. I will do a bit over here, bit over there, bit over there. This is working pretty well for a galaxy background though. I'm quite impressed with myself. Do you guys ever have that when something's working well and you're just like, oh, you're pleasantly surprised at yourself? Alright, I'm trying to look for where I have a break in the page and I can look up and check the chat again, because I can see messages popping up on the corner of my eye, but I don't want to look up yet. Getting confused with some of these areas. What's going on here? That'll do. Oh, it's a bit confusing, this. Right, I think I'll go back and read. Oh, yeah, oh, apparently I disconnected for a bit. Anastasia's on track to finish your 3rd and 4th colouring book this year. You might make a YouTube channel showcasing all the books I've finished. If you do, definitely let us know in the chat, and I love checking out new channels. We had Chaluna Craft. She started a channel and I found that from my live stream chats. Amanda at ALLJ Art, she has a YouTube channel that she recently started, or came back into. It's so hard to get you YouTube live. I don't understand your live is so late in the evening. Summertime was better. We have it here, it's dark outside. Sorry, Trini, this is just the time that works for me, doing it in the evening after I've had my dinner. It's just, it'll always be this kind of time. To make you smile, I've just picked a YR marker instead of a just Y marker, so my portrait has bright orange skin. No! I've done that so many times with the Y and the YR and being like, this isn't as yellow as I thought it was going to be. Oh, it's because it's not, it's an orange. Yana is determined to finish this page in Rooms of Wonder today. As you have books, pages of prompts I want to do, maybe find a buddy colour along the way. I'm not even sure if people want to watch a full flip through of finished books. Anastasia, I do. I love watching completed book flip throughs. Recently I've been watching them as I fall asleep at night, and I'll watch like 10 minutes one night and then 10 minutes another night. Especially people chatting through it. I like listening to people talking about their pages and hearing what they did. It's jarring how uncaring they can be, especially since they're part of a caring profession. You'd think they'd afford the same care for employees that they expect us to provide. Exactly, Hannah, exactly. Yeah, I'm using buddy because my incentives. You too, Chrissy. Actually kind of makes me commit to actually doing pages and being like, okay, well, I can't let the buddy down. Even though I wouldn't force myself to colour something, if I'm not feeling it, I would message the buddy and be like, I'm so sorry, I'm just not feeling it. And that's fine, but it does get me motivated. You've been listening, and as a retired therapist, there are days when all we can do is what we can do, and that's okay. Absolutely, Yana. I know for a fact that people do want to watch those Anastasia. In fact, if you do a commentary alongside it, then see, Amy knows. It's because I can't remember if it was my last stream or one of my last streams, I was like, does anyone know of any completed book fit throughs? I've watched all of Amanda's at Amanda, some numbers, I forget what numbers they are. Watched all of hers, really enjoy them. Watch Colouring with Lena's and Karen at My Colourful Country Lives. The Crayola pastel colours are a letdown. They are. There's too many colours that are too similar to the 100 set. I want just pastel colours. Because you can make them. The Tombos make some beautiful pastel colours. And that's all I want. I just want pastel colours. I will message you on Instagram regarding my medical condition. It's personal to me, so I don't want to speak about it live on the chat. No worries, Rabia. Never any pressure to disclose anything like that. And afterwards, I wonder, how did I do that? At least you can go back on the video and check. Yeah, true, Lean. Hello. Hello, hello. Welcome. Cyan Rose Colours. Welcome in. The Crayola pastels are for base coat, and I'm finding them okay at the moment. Yeah, I don't reach for them. I reach for the lighter tones in the Crayola 100 set. Hiana's healing and doing better. Total healing is 6 to 8 months. I just want to curl my leg under me, and I can't do that just yet. So tired of sitting on the sofa with my legs straight out, I can imagine. Girl on Fire has to leave to go to work. You started colouring in Hannah Carl's and Halloween. Woo! Also just that page you might colour in Europe. Rita Berman book I might colour too. It's the Lisbon page and I'm from Portugal. If you do, definitely message me on Instagram. Everyone always forgets how amazing Crayola Twistables are. I don't have any, so I don't know what they are like. Erica, I work. It is a private company, but it's run by the. It's confusing. I think all care companies in the UK are private, but majority of our clients are from the council. There's a few private clients that pay out of their own pocket for their care, but majority of our clients are ones that have been determined that they need it from the council and whatnot. But it isn't like a company under the NHS, I think. Agreed, that's why I don't join buddy colours, because I might not end up colouring the page or feel like it. I love group buddy colours for that, because there's so many in the group. If you don't colour it, no one's going to mind or care. It's all good. So I quite like that. I promise I'm not a stalker, I just remember you saying, yeah, I love me some completed book flip-throughs. You're thinking of getting the Crates Twistables? I like the Crayola ones, but never even heard of the Crates ones. Ooh, Anastasia, the Hannah Carl's and the Halloween book will cost $25 in just shipping alone. That's a lot. I think for me it was $5.99 to ship to the UK. Are they for profit or non-profit? They are for profit, the company. It's a national one. There's loads of branches across the country. I think the owner is like a billionaire or something. Sarah hasn't done a buddy colour yet, but it might be fun to do one. Buddy colours are super fun. Are your Tombos pastel? I don't have all of them. I bought them at open stock over the years. Oh, which reminds me, if you are in the UK, Cult Pens has a 3 for 2 sale on at the moment. It's got open stock pencils like Polychromos, Chromaflows, Albrecht Duras, Inktense. It's got Tombos on there, all 3 for 2. I bought some Neocolor 2s on there for 3 for 2. Sakura Clear Glaze pens. So check out Cult Pens if you're in the UK, because they've got a 3 for 2 sale on at the moment, and they don't rarely do that anymore. That's how I developed this collection of Tombos. Was on 3 for 2 sales when I was journaling. And I'm happy with this range, because this range is kind of colours that aren't represented in my other markers. And I like to use them in my journal as well. But they are quite expensive. But these light browns, purples, pinks, blues, It's light yellow, it's perfect. I use them quite often. You just got that book and it's so wonderful. Not an unliked page in it as far as I'm concerned. Yeah, I've got it waiting for me at Zoe's house. The book costs 29 in Canadian dollars and shipping is 25, so I have to wait. Ooh, that is expensive. It was $92 for Chrissy. Oof. That is a lot. That is a lot. I think it was £18 altogether with shipping for me. Right, carry on with this bit. It will have dried a bit, but I'm going to carry on up to there, then I'll get back to chat. Just get this little like section done. The order from iMusic and hoping it arrives soon. Your hot take is I hate backgrounds, I don't like doing them. That is not a hot take, Anastasia. I hate backgrounds too. I am very much a person who embraces the white of the page for a background a lot of the time. Especially like Johanna Basford books, I'm like, yep, just keep the background white, or Hannah Carson, I'll keep the background white. So for a lot of those pages with like just something in the center and it doesn't fill up the whole page, I don't think it needs a background, for me anyway, and for my likings. You know, I have whole books where I'm like, nope, not going to bother with a background in this book, and that's okay. Right, I'm going to pop the lids on these markers whilst I chat to the camera for a bit. I think that was the largest continuous section, so that's okay. I kind of want to zoom you in a little bit so you can have a closer look of what it is. Oh, this webcam does an annoying thing where it will go into the background and it will just disappear. I have to reopen it. There we go. But you can see it's looking a lot bluer on camera than it does in real life. But I've got a nice little blend of colours here. And I think adding a bunch of dots on top will help to, will really help to make it all look cohesive. There we go. Bring it up again. Have a chat. Apparently the day I went to pay for it, because I waited for the payday, the tariff thing just went into effect. Before that it was going to be $15 and I was okay with it, so I planned on getting more. That is so annoying. $92. Oh my gosh. Was that with just all the tariffs on top of everything? I've been colouring a book called Anti-Stress Colour by Numbers. I've not been able to focus on picking colour palettes for quite a while, plus I want to complete them. That's nice, Rabia. Yeah, colour by numbers are great to just switch your brain off, still apply colour to the page, but not have to think about picking colours or anything. Mad at myself for doing it. Ooh, that would take a long time in pencil. Yeah, no thank you. Yeah, this one from Die Welt under de Lupa Zolande, I love the finished result of it and I'm really proud of it. But gosh, I hate doing pencil backgrounds. It is very effective though. But seeing the amount of pages that Karen does with full pencil backgrounds, and I'm just like, no thank you, no thank you. If it's like a little circular design, I quite enjoy doing a blended gradient background. I'm trying to, something like this, like a blended gradient background for this sort of area, that's fine. But when it's a full page, I'm like, I want to die. I have had enough. I have some examples in Johanna Basford books. Worlds of Wonder, I know. There was a time where I was quite obsessed with doing pencil gradient backgrounds. I know for a fact there's one in here. We got this one. This was probably one of the first ones I did, so it's quite striped. But I do get better. Another pencil gradient there. That one's a lot smoother. A few months later. This one I was thinking of. The blend of the blues. Still quite a distinct stripe, but I didn't really quite like doing pencil gradients. There's another book I have which has some good examples. Oh. Magical Jungle. This is a bad example. This did not turn out the way I wanted it to. And there's another one as well. This one. It's just stripes. This was not using a very good pencil set. It's one of my early pages. Where are my tiger and toucan? Here they are. Really love doing the pencil gradient backgrounds on these. Those were all Brute Funas, because that's all I had at the time. Yeah, it's fun looking back and being like, oh, I used to do pencil backgrounds quite a lot, and now I'm trying to avoid it. But that's also because I've got more supplies now. iMusic won't even ship to the US right now. Yeah, a lot of places have just stopped. Hopefully it will. What's it, October they're looking to remove that? I've been watching a lot of Bailey J's vlogs. She's a Canadian small business owner and has been really struggling with the tariff situation. I'm in awe of how quickly you colour. I just colour. For this it was just scribbling. You did the dragon first and kind of walked yourself into a corner. Fair enough, Holly. What are the easiest Disney colour by numbers? See, easy has different, like, it's kind of hard to explain. But for me, I find more detailed pages in a way easier. Like, I like it, the in-between of good level of detail. Because I find too simple pages, because I use water-based markers, it's too streaky and I don't find it works as well. But I'd say a good beginner one, Princesses. I've done the first 40 in here. This has a good level of detail where the portraits are quite up close. It's not, there's some large backgrounds that you have to fill, but if you use paint markers then it's not as bad. But it's got a good level of detail. So I do recommend that one. Probably my simplest one that I have is Nature. You can see with the pages here, in a couple of weeks time I'm doing a rank and rate for these colour by numbers, so you'll be able to see there. But this is quite a few pages where it's just like a small character or a smaller character and a larger background to colour, which is nice sometimes. I've done that one. Yotters are so cute. Goofy's cool. Some of these are more detailed than others. This is probably quite a good beginner one. The Nature and Seasons is by the same illustrator. Often finding an illustrator you like is good. This one is William Ball, I believe. William Ball. Jeremy Mariez does really detailed ones, and Alexandra Karam is another one of my favourites. Let me show you a super detailed one. Where is it? Ah, it's under a huge stack of books. I've just done some filming. Oh, here we go. Here's my most detailed love stories. This is by Alexandra Karam. It does have pages which have got larger spaces, but there are some really detailed ones with lots and lots of colours. Oh, you can't see. Oh, mind my water. Lots of colours. But you see, this one's quite detailed. That one has really thin lines, which made it quite detailed. And these at the start, these are two of the most detailed pages I've coloured. The outlining for these mice was tiny, so that took a long time. And then these flags had so many colours in them, that took a long time. But the finished result, I really enjoy. So I wouldn't recommend that for beginning. I think where is it? Two of my favourites that I'd recommend for beginners are the Grand Classiques Tome 11 and Heroes and Villains The Battle. Just because there's a really nice mixture of details. There's some which are more detailed like this, but lots of large portraits. I have done quite a few in this book. It's got a really good mix of detail, and you've also got double page spreads, which I personally love. Yeah, some are more simple, but some are more detailed, so it's good for that kind of variety of moods in a way. So yeah, definitely recommend that one for beginners. And then Heroes versus Villains is a great concept because you've got a hero one side, villain on the other. And again, really nice level of detail. This is illustrated by both Jeremy Mariez and Alexandra Karam. I haven't done too many on this, it's still pretty new. Both of them. There's the other ones. It's double page Hercules as well. But yeah, for me, I like a lot more of the newer ones because they're more detailed, they have more stuff going on, they're really bright and colourful, the pages. Some of the earlier ones, like the Grand Classiques tomes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 10 is lovely. I like 10. 11's great. Yeah, I do have a lot. I think I counted the other day, I got 12. So it's going to be a very interesting rank and rate for me. Wish Hannah had single-sided page books. Yeah, that would be great. She did do some options a while ago, but that was quite a while ago. How much is the 100 set of Crayola, Jess? In the UK, it's usually about £20. I don't know how that differs in different countries. Just look it up on Amazon. They do have 150 set out now, and I will be getting that at some point. Couldn't you just base with a light layer of pastel, then adjust the gradient with pencil? Yes, I often do that, Erica. I often, if it's a single-sided book, I'll base with an alcohol marker, and then add the gradient with pencils. In fact, I did one just today. Where is that book? Oh, it's underneath a bunch of books because it's getting flattened. This page, sneak peek. So I based this background with a blue and then shaded with black pencils. It's very shiny because I used Prismacolors. But I did a gradient with pencils on top, and that works really well. That toucan one is so smooth, very smooth. Thanks, guys. Yeah, I did really enjoy those. How long is streaming tonight? I usually go for 2.5 hours, 3 hours. It's around 10, half 10 p.m. I'm busy with the Rapunzel page where she's holding a pan in Princesses as we speak. Or yeah, I love that page. That's probably one of my favourites in the whole book. So I know I've done that. This has got a lot of my first colour by numbers where I didn't have a great set of markers. They aren't as bold and vivid as the Crayolas. But I know the Rapunzel was in here. Here, this is such a lovely page. It's got a great level of detail. This was before I used acrylic marker to outline as well, so it's all outlined with black felt tip. So it doesn't have the shine like it does with the acrylic paint pen, because with the acrylic paint pen it does have a bit of a sheen to it. I doubt you can see it on camera, but there is a bit of a sheen. Yeah, I need to come back to this book. I haven't coloured in it since June last year because I hated how Pocahontas turned out. My markers were running out, I used something very wrong on her neck. But yeah, you always turn the page and move on, and I just haven't yet. Right, let me move this stack of books here. Yeah, I just filmed a video where I go over 40 untouched books, so it took quite a while. There's a stack of books there. Right, I am gonna just jump off for a couple of minutes because I really need the toilet. So I'm just gonna pop a be back soon screen on and I will be right back. Okay, I'm back. Did Sophie back real quick. Right, let me get caught up with chat again, because I did get a little bit distracted. Sarah's got to pick your daughter up from school, might be back in a bit. Okay, Sarah, take care. Erica has tome 11, the first few pages scared me off. So looking for a combo of thicker lines and mid-level detail. Yeah, tome 11 does have quite thick lines. Vitro tome 2 is another good one. For just, I find this one especially because it has the black outlines. Tome 1, the first one, is a very different style to tome 2. Tome 1 is that kind of classic mosaic stained glass look, but it doesn't have any outlines. So I've only done one page in here where I haven't gone over and outlined it. Where is it? There it is. So this is the only page I've done, and that one, where I haven't outlined it. And I much prefer how it looks with outlines. I just use a fine liner and go over the lines looking at the back of the book. But tome 2 has these beautiful bold lines, and the characters themselves aren't stained glass, the backgrounds are, and these have really thick lines, lots of lines. I've done 2 pages, lots of little lines, but they're really satisfying to do. And then when it comes to colouring, it's just filling in the shapes, and it's really satisfying and really mindless. It's probably going to be my favourite mindless one doing this. And this thick black border was all black paint pen. So these are good for thick lines. Vitro Tome 2. The first one doesn't have any lines, so that's not so great. But yeah, I'm looking forward to going through my colour by numbers. That's the next one I'm gonna prep. I've got the Colouring Heaven Pockets edition prepped, so I'll film that soon. And then once that's done, I'll do the colour by numbers. Hello everyone, hello Brittany. Did you colour all of these colour by number images with acrylic paint, markers or pens? I use felt tip pens, Crayola Super Tips mainly. I used to use the Ohuhu dual ended water-based brush pens. I used them again recently for a page and realised, yeah, much prefer these. And these last a long time. I think I got my first set of 100 last June. and I've just purchased a second set of 100. So, and you can see how many I've done. They've probably last me a good 100 pages, because you don't use the same colours over and over again. There's a few which do run out quicker than others, but they're so cheap, it's worth it for me, for the enjoyment I get out of them. Maybe I highly recommend the 150 set of Crayola coloured pencils instead of the 100 set, since you get some colours not included in the 100 set. Pencils. Originally, the 150 of Crayola coloured pencils were a Walmart exclusive here in the USA, meaning it was sold in Walmart stores and online only on the Walmart website. I saw those Disney Colour by Number books in Ryman's. They were £17. I couldn't justify that price. I recommend looking on Lyrica. I will pop the link in chat. In fact, I will link a Colour by Number book for you. I'll link Tome 11. No, I'll link the Vitro Tome 2, because that's my favourite at the moment. Vitro, come on, Vitro Tome 2, because I find this is the cheapest way of buying them. It's £14 on Lyrica, and you get free shipping over £15, which when you're buying these Colour by Numbers is very easy to get to. So there is the link for Vitro Tome 2. Then if you search for Coloriage Mystère, you can find all of the Colour by Number books that they have. So I recommend searching for that. For the Colour by Number Amazon France, for me, Lyrica, for us in the UK, it's literally, I think, only about 80p cheaper now, or a couple of pounds cheaper. It used to be a bigger difference, but they increased the prices on Lyrica this year. I noticed this when I was looking whilst I was on Yolanda's stream the other night. But it used to be that the books were cheaper to start with on Lyrica, but now they're about the same price. But with Amazon France to ship to the UK, you have to pay about £3 shipping. I don't know if that increases if you buy more books, but I recommend Lyrica, and I have a discount code as well for 5% off your first order. You can find that on my Lyrica colouring book haul, which will be coming out soon. I've linked in a bunch of videos. I'm so happy that Michael's in my area, says open stock Ohuhus. Oh, ooh, I didn't know that they did that. That's really great. I just want to tell you your August pages are very nice and look so beautiful. Thanks, Trinu. Thank you so much. Brittany, you may want to eventually buy a 74 set of the Molotov refillable all-for-one acrylic paint markers pens, because all you have to do is buy the refills when your acrylic paint pens are running out of and or about to run out of acrylic paint to colour with, instead of throwing the markers away. Ooh, I will search that. Molotov acrylic paint pens. I have that searched, and I will investigate that after, because that sounds interesting. You can't wait for payday. Princesses I bought locally, but I'm looking forward to making my first Lyrica purchase, which will include Princesses Tome 2. Oh, Princesses Tome 2 is so stunning. It is so stunning. It's got 26 double page spreads, and they are gorgeous. This for me is a good level of detail. They are detailed pages, but it means that you don't have large empty spaces to colour. This is definitely going to be high up in my rankings. I love this one of Rapunzel. Rapunzel's my favourite princess, but this one is so pretty. And I like how you've got them with multiple princesses too. They are great. Love that Moana one. I'm currently working on a Merida page. I've done the outlining. I just need to outline her hair with a paint marker. But yeah, that is a lovely one. Now to deal with the background, I'm thinking oil pastel or soft pastel. Need something to work with the yellow glow from Star Jars. It's the Mushroom and Star Jar page. That's a bit of a mouthful. Mushroom and Star Jar. in rooms of what I know exactly what you're about. Yeah, maybe soft pastel to kind of blend in with the glow would be good. I'm not familiar with using oil pastels though. Anastasia only buys new books when I finished a book. That is a great kind of philosophy to have. I like having all the options. My issue with the colour by numbers is that they keep making so beautiful, amazing, gorgeous, stunning, quality, amazing. They just keep making so many good ones. I could stop buying them if they weren't making so many good ones. They keep making good ones like Vitro Tome 2, Princesses Tome 2. They're doing a big poster one. They're doing Grand Classiques Tome 13 in next year, so hopefully that's better than Tome 12, because Tome 11 was so good and Tome 12 was such a disappointment for me. My Crayola Super Tips never lasted a long time for me when I used to colour with them when I was younger and I was a student in public school here in the USA. I've had problems with the Crayola Super Tips running out on me before I would finish colouring one image, or even one spot of an image in the past. That's why I no longer colour with the Crayola Super Tips. Don't last long for colouring for me. They run out of ink before I can even finish colouring an image for me these days. See, I find they do last a long time, and I find they're juicy for a long time, and I kind of push them to their upper limits. Sometimes I get a dud where the colour is like super dark and it just doesn't flow well, but that's very rare for me. I do find they're good, but maybe that's because I get them in the UK, maybe they're slightly better quality here. I don't know. I wait only until Johanna's new book, and that's all buying new books. No more new books. Time to colour oldest books. Yeah, I've got a few books on pre-order that I'm waiting for it to arrive. I think for the rest of this year, I'm saying this now, I'll probably change mine. I want to do an Amazon Japan order before the end of the year. In fact, later this month, there's a new Tokimeku series book coming out, and I want to see a flip through before I get it. So I'm waiting for that. And what else? I've got my journal here of upcoming books. This I wasn't really using the first half of the year, but the second half of the year there's been so many good books coming out. So books that I want to be getting on Lyrica, there's Dragons du Monde, Pokemon Colour by Numbers, and there's this Disney Year of Colouring. I'll probably wait to do a Lyrica order until all of those are out and get them all at the same time. I'd really like to get Wondrous and Little Folk by Christine Caron. And then I've got Spooky Adventures of Witch Cat. That is on the way. It's been shipped. I'm hoping it's going to arrive tomorrow, but I'm not sure. I'm still waiting on Halloween. It's at Zoe's house and I just need to pick it up. We've got the 2 books by Maria Troll, the Seasons and Christmas book. I'm getting those. I don't think I'm getting the new Johanna Basford one. I'm interested in the postcards by Emily Liederhall-Oberg, but I'm not sure. Luna by Lydia Fenwick, who did the Oceans to Stars colouring book. That's on pre-order for me. And then I'm going to have a look at these 2 mythographics. There's Enchanted Relics and Wolf Moon out before the end of the year. And I think that's it for upcoming books for this year. I don't think I'm missing any. I've already got the Kirby book. That was very kindly sent to me by the publishers. I do have another couple of books on my way sent by Scholastic. They are sending me the Christmas Capybaras and the Spooky Cuties. They reached out to me on Instagram and asked if I wanted to receive them, and so you can expect that in the video soon. So I think that might be... I want to try and limit, because I really wanted to have a push on my untouched books at the end of the year. If I keep buying books at the rate I am, I will never finish colouring in all my untouched books. You're not always successful. I just try to stick to that. Anastasia, if it brings you joy, it brings you joy. You don't have to justify yourself for buying more books. Yana has the most amazing blueberries at work. They're the size of marbles and so sweet. Your snack right now, lovely, lovely stuff. There is an exclusive 120 Crayola Super Tips for sale on Amazon US website, but they come with 20 that are the silly scents that don't always smell very good at all. Yeah, those are just a gimmick, isn't it? Can't wait for Kirby's new book to come out. Oh, Zoomorphia, it does sound like it's going to be epic. We've got to wait a year though. It's October next year. No, the whole Crayola company is owned by the US Hallmark company that I believe has a monopoly on all of the greeting cards that people buy in the various stores and here in the US, and I don't like. You don't like them? Yeah, fair enough. I love the Crayolas. I think they're so worth it for the money. You just can't do better, in my opinion. At this point, I need to live to 120 to get all my books coloured. Oh. I think Vera was here the other night and she said to complete all of her 75 books it would take 16.5 years, and I was like, you know what, that's not crazy, that's like vaguely doable. But that's if you don't buy anymore. I would hate to think how long it would take me to complete all of mine. I do. Oh, Vera's there. She said yep. If she's got 75 books and it would take her 16.5 years to complete them all, I've got 250 something, so that's what, almost triple. Let's just leave it at that, almost triple. No worries, Vera, lurk away. Is that a Pokemon book coming out in September? Sorry, I had to answer the phone. Yes, it's a Pokemon colour by number. I can link it in the chat for you. Lyrica, Pokemon colour by number. It looks amazing. I love a bright, colourful book, and this is certainly that. Pokemon Coloria. Oh, no. Here it is. It's a 50 image one, so easier to complete. But yeah, it has a really nice selection of Pokemon in there. I understand just so many books. I have over 100 books. Actually, it's easy to say no more. I think your wallet, yeah, no more books, yeah. The wallet would thank us, but oh, the joy, the joy. And I don't buy clothes very often. I buy books. You're having a hard time not getting the new Kanoko, Paula Brune, Matilda Catalan. I just got Microcosm by Matilda Catalan, and it is so pretty, so pretty. Anything that stops me is the Canadian shipping price. That's understandable, Anastasia. I know Canadian price can be really hefty. They have a good price on the 74 set of the twin Molotov ones for all of the acrylic paint pens. That's good to know, Brittany. Forgot to mention the Markers and Pens is a European company online that sells art supplies, etc. worldwide. Oh, Markers and Pens. I haven't heard of that one. Very rare for me to pre-order. Yeah, I rarely pre-order. I've only just started in the last few years starting to pre-order some books because I know I love them and I want them. But I tend to wait for flip-throughs. Don't know what I'm going to be doing in terms of pre-ordering for next year, but we'll see, we'll see. All right, I'm going to colour the next bit of section here. So I'm going to take all my lids off. Microcosm is amazing to work in. Yeah, it's feels like super thick paper. I've got a Lyrica haul that will be coming out probably this weekend, I think. I was trying to map out my videos because I've got quite a lot of ideas at the moment. So I was trying to map out and do a bit of planning today. I've been doing lots of planning and filming and not necessarily as much colouring the past couple of days at the start of this month. Doing a lot of what I call colouring admin, where I'm going over my planner, doing stats, updating trackers. Yeah, I just did a list of video ideas that I have for this month, and I've got quite a few that I want to be filming. Yeah, expect a nice busy month of September with lots of videos. I've got to say, I'm not being the neatest with these alcohol markers, because if it does go over slightly, I know I can cover it up later, with no problem. What was I going to say? I just filmed a video earlier before I made dinner of 40 books that I would like to colour in before the end of the year, which would average out to colouring in 10 untouched books a month for the rest of this year, which for me, I think that is doable. I tried to be really realistic with my list and not just pick all the books I want to get touched. It's the ones that I think I can get touched by the end of the year. So there's a lot that were on my autumn randomizer list. There's a lot where I've already got buddy colours planned in them. So it's mostly an achievable list, but I do have, at the end of the video, I go over a few books where, well, more than a few, quite a lot of books where I'm open to buddy colours in them. And I was also going over my Lulu Mayo's Kawaii Tarot book just earlier today, actually, and thinking, okay, if I actually want to complete this next year, how is that going to work? How many would I be doing a month if I were to complete it next year? And if I complete 5 more of the minor arcana cards, so the ones I'm doing all buddy colours with, if I complete 5 more of them, then that means that next year I'll be doing 3 a month, which is a lot. But considering I've been doing the Project Mythical Minis and doing 4 pages a month for that, I could do it. They definitely take longer than the Mythical Minis ones, but it's realistic. And if I manage to do more than 5, then I will be in an even better stance for next year. And if I don't complete it next year, that's fine. I started off this year not expecting to finish 50 mythical miniatures, but it looks like I will. Turned out to be easier than I thought. Yeah, I'm just trying to have more of a focus on trying to complete a book a year-ish. Just having those bits of focus. I've got some project books which will be finishing up next year, which will be really exciting. Right, what am I reading now? Oh wow, that's a very detailed colour by number. I think I will get this. Yeah, it's got amazing backgrounds for the Pokemon colour by number. Really bright colours and a whole rainbow of colours. It's not all the same colours, which I like about a colour by number. Where do you post your Lyrica code? I'm about to buy 6. I can post it in the chat for you. There was a haul video that I did not that long ago where I posted it, but I can get the link up for you, get the code up for you right now. I just need to sign into my account. Oh, that's easy. It's an autofill. But this code will get 5% off your first order, which, if you're ordering a bunch, definitely helps. Lyrica discount code. There we go. I will pin that, just so in case anyone else asks. Yeah, I also get cash back for it, so I get a small percentage from that, and that helps me to buy more colour by numbers for me. So it does really help, and I really appreciate every single time someone uses the code. Why are you not getting a new Johanna Basford colouring book? Yeah, overkill on the flowers. I've already got World of Flowers and I haven't coloured in it in a long while, and it's just not for me. I think it's a beautiful book, and I think if I had the choice of the two, I'd probably get Wildflowers, the new one, over World of Flowers, but I don't see the need for me to have both. It would need to have a more unique style to it than just flowers. I used to colour a lot of floral pages by Johanna Basford, but not so much anymore. For me, I tend to pre-order Maria Troll as I love her work so much. Yeah, she's definitely been an artist that I've very much become obsessed with. Even trying to keep up with Geordie colours in Mandalin. I'm really enjoying it, but about 9 pages behind. Or the amount of times that I've been tempted to reach out and be like, can I join you? And then I go, no, Jess, no. I've had the stage where I've had, I think, about 8 project books that I was doing a month. And I was getting so overwhelmed. I was finding that I was constantly just doing the project books and didn't have time for anything else. And I wasn't enjoying it so much. I'm now down to 4, and that's a lot more manageable. And I think I would keep it to 4. There's a potential for another one, because I have World Fairy Tales, which was a project book with Meg at Meg's Colouring Corner, and she's been off YouTube for a little while, and I'm waiting for her to come back and restart the project book whenever she's ready. So I've got that in the back of my mind, but yeah, no more than 5. But like, I'll do repeating buddy colours with people where we colour in the same book every few months or so. Happy to do that, but committing to a page in a book every month is too much for me. But yeah, I'm on track to finish both Matchstick Mouse Adventure and Lost and Found next year. So that's really exciting to finish my first few project books. Hello everyone, just jumping in as I'm about to do some late night colouring myself and Shooting Star by Maria Troll. Welcome in, Lisa, lovely to have you join us. Page looks cool, thank you. Me too, lol, but can't seem to catch up. Plus I like seeing her pages first so I can be inspired. Yes, I absolutely love the pages that Geordie's done in it. Especially, I've got the book right here. So I can show the ones which, I mean, these ones, I just think the way she's coloured these are perfection. The dark night sky on that one, the kind of pinky colours. I really love the way she coloured those two. Yeah, so many in here where I love the limited palette she used on these two. Yeah, it's very inspiring. I've done this one. I've done a few in this book, but they are quite far into it. They did that one and those two. She did a few ahead as she knew she was going to be away. I just saw them post this one on Instagram, so I think that might be where they're up to, this dragon one. And then either that was, I'm not sure if that was August or September. These Septembers. This might be where they're at. I love that page. But that is a good chunk of the book. Good chunk of the book. I don't have the numbers written down here. Yeah, they have done a lot. And it's, I always love seeing Geordie flip through all of her completed pages in a row. I mean, they've still got quite a lot of the book left to go. They're about a third of the way. That's good going, because it's a big book. Doing a double page spread each month. Yeah, I do love Moon Valley. It's one of my favourites by Maria. My favourite, of course, being Sargon, my full book colour along. Yes, it is. It was August. There we go. Oh, plug in my laptop as the battery saver came on. Right, let's colour in another little section here. Let's finish this top bit here. Take all my lids off. It's like having them off whilst I colour that's fine, but in the bits where I'm chatting in between, try and keep the lids on just to prevent them from drying out. They won't dry out when they're just off for a bit though. Right, starting with this one. Need some more black up here. This video that I filmed today about potential goals for next year and what I want to try and achieve. I love the planning side of colouring as well as the colouring itself. I think I'm going to be purchasing a new journal soon and setting that up and just doing it slowly for the next few months, because it does take me a while, just the planning process of how to plan. I don't think this time I'm going to skip doing a section where I've got all my books listed out, just because I think it's going to get repetitive very quickly listing all of my books out. I will put it in a separate journal that I have and just keep it in like a long-term collection journal, rather than writing out in each journal for each year I have, and then having a better list of untouched books, because for this year I just had a list of the ones that were untouched from last year, and I wish I had a list that I could add to as I get new books, and maybe leave adding it until I've had the books for at least 2 months and then add it to my list of untouched books. That way it doesn't get too like overwhelming with, oh, I've added one and then immediately it gets ticked off. Then it will be kind of adding a book to it, and then if it still isn't coloured in for 2 months, adding it to that untouched book list. Thinking about how to do my upcoming book releases spread a little bit better. I just need more space to write it, really. I think I want to do a section where I record any future buddy colours, just so I have somewhere that I can quickly jot down if I make a buddy colour in a future month. I can put it there, because at the moment I'm working in kind of 2 journals, my messy journal and my nice journal, and it was becoming too much, and I just wasn't really updating either of them, because I thought, oh, once I put it in this journal I've got to put it in another one. And then I thought, I'm just doing that to myself, really. Oh no, I've got pen on my mat. Ah, I dropped it and I've got purple splodge on my mat. I should be able to get rid of it with a bit of nail polish remover though. I don't mind this mat getting messy though. I was taking it off every time I wasn't filming a video, and then I was just getting annoyed with that. And I thought, you know what, if it gets a splodge of paint on it, it gets a splodge of paint on it. I can always put it in like the washing machine or something. Just shows that it's used and appreciated. It's like the same with keeping books pristine. Sometimes I'm like, no, there's a big bend or there's a bent corner here, but then I'm like, no, it just shows that the book is actually used and actually loved. Because if you've had a book for a while, then it's going to get scuffed up. It just shows that you've actually used it, and that's good. I'm just kind of chatting away to myself here, as I am not looking up at all really, as I'm doing these bits of background. Once I get to a point in the page where I can look up, I will go back and read all the chat, and then I'll pause that for a bit and then come back. the trouble with doing alcohol markers whilst streaming. It's, for me, I don't want it to dry and ooh, went over the lines there. Don't want it to dry because when it dries, that's when the streaks get created. And I'm trying to avoid that as much as possible. Because it's a splotchy galaxy though, it kind of doesn't matter too much if there's a little bit of streakiness. But try and avoid it as best I can. But if you've never done a galaxy background with alcohol markers, I definitely recommend it. It's really fun. Oh, got the wrong colour there. Right, we're close to a bit where I can pause. Getting there. Right. I think I'm about there now. Yeah. Right, let's put these lids on and go back and read the chat. As I was distracted for a good while there. It's a pretty large section, but we've just got a little section left to go now. Hello Catherine, a bit late but better late than never, no worries, thanks for joining. Ashley's been lurking and working. Oh, and Plan Create Cope, Jen is here as well, lots of people joining in at this time. You just got Matchstick Mouse last Friday and I think it would take me 1 month to finish it. Matchstick Mouse, oh I love them. They are great, quick, easy wins, definitely. Gosh, I have a hard enough time with alcohol markers, one trying to do a page in 2 areas, let alone 4. Yeah, it's quite fun though, just picking them up, pop them down. You spilled paint water on mine, correction, my cat tipped it over, I put the mat in the washing machine and it came out beautiful. Perfect, so that's good to know. And yeah, nail polish remover is really good for getting out alcohol marker. It's mainly this area where I put, you can't even see, this area of my desk where I put things like snacks that's just got a bit grubby over the time, but yeah, putting it in the washing machine will do well. Your Matchstick Mouse book has terrible paper like Crayola. Yeah, Matchstick Mouse is an Amazon print book, so it's just like printer paper. As the pages are so small, it works okay, I find anyway, with pencils and whatnot. Right, I'm trying to make sense of this. This needs to be galaxy there, but then there's a line here, but then this here, but then we've got the same there. I think I'll do that, just black it out. Yeah, and then we do this bit over here, I think that. I've heard that about them, I just buy the PDFs. And with the price of Amazon print books now, buying the PDFs is much cheaper as well. And you can control the paper it's on. Because I went to get the cookbook one and it was £9.50 something. It was almost £10 and I was like, ugh. Gone are the days when Matchstick Mouses were a nice affordable £6. But it's definitely worth it and I will get it. That's another book that I think I'll be getting soon. think that may be the move. I've used alcohol markers and that is all I can use. I often use pencils just straight on the book and it works okay. You just got to learn what you can and can't use. I've just spotted a spot where I didn't do any alcohol marker for the background. There we go. You know what, using these dark colours makes it quite forgiving with the alcohol markers. The streaks, you can barely notice them, and yeah, works really well. Definitely makes a difference even if you just stick to markers. I like some of his other colouring books and I will look to see if they're published elsewhere. Yeah, Jen, if you go on his Ko-fi store, so just search Morgan O'Brien Ko-fi, K-O-F-I, or Ko-fi, I don't know, whatever you want to call it. That's where he sells all his books, and you've also got some free ones on there. I was doing made lots of resources on my Ko-fi store the other day. I have put some swatch charts based on my swatch chart book. So I've just uncapped 2 of the markers here. So I've done Prismacolors, I've done Polychromos, and I've done Artex, and they are formatted in these columns where it doesn't just stop in the middle of the purples and carry on. That's why my columns are all different lengths. So they're formatted the exact same way, and you can print it out, cut the sheet in half and stick it in an A5 booklet like this. So those are available. I also have, oh, right, let me cap these. I made some other things. I made some trackers for the colour by numbers. I had trackers before for the Camilla Angel Cova books. But the reason I made trackers was because for Princesses Tome 2, the tracker in the back here is completely wrong. So 1 and 2 are a double page spread. You can barely see this. Let me see if I can adjust the camera setting. Let's zoom in. Hang on. There we go. So here 1 to 2 is a double page spread, and it's not recorded down here. It's got 5 to 6, which is right, 15 to 60. But this tracker isn't correct. So I made my own, and then I thought I did another one for the Vitro Tome 2 as I just received that, and so it matches. And then I did a blank one for 100 and a blank one for 50, so you can print them out and stick them in. So I did that. Let me zoom back out again. Let me just show you what the blank 100s look like. So like this, that I just cut out and stuck in the book. It's got a space at the top to add your own title. I just use washi tape to stick it in. You can highlight the boxes when you're done. So you got this tracker, but I like doing my own as well. And some of the older books don't have a tracker, so I did that. And the other thing I did was create a character list for the Disney Portraits book. So here is the character list. Let me zoom in again. Come on. There we go. So I did a list of all the characters in this book. I was just writing it out with my handwriting and it was looking really messy. So I wrote it out on here and it fits. It's the perfect size to fit in the front of your book. So you know what each of the characters in the book are, and it's formatted so you've got the 2 sides of the double page spread here, so you know that Mike's on the left, Kuzco's on the right. So that's on my Ko-fi store as well, and that was all because I'll zoom out of my messy desk. That was all because Amy at Colouring with Amy was doing her completed pages video. She coloured her first page in that book and was like, I don't know what some of these characters are. Anyone know? And I was like, let me make a character list. And because I'm extra, it turned into a resource that you can download yourself. Eek, holding your breath as you apply a navy blue soft pastel background. You concentrate away there, Yana. Look away. You've heard people talk about Ko-fi, but I've never bought anything from there. Jen, everything on mine is completely free and it's in the description of this video, so it's always in there. It's always in there for you to download. I never expect any money, but if you want to, you can. It's completely optional. And Morgan O'Brien has a few free pages on his Ko-fi as well. Oh yeah, that's where you buy your PDFs from him. You forgot about your free ones from him. Thanks, Jess. No worries. I have his Welcome to the Village and Welcome to the Island printed out, and just I've never touched them. It's because it wasn't very good. Where's the swatch chart from when you left? I don't know. Zoe gave this to me because she accidentally printed out 2 and she bought it from someone, and I have no idea who it is, I'm afraid. If you're interested, ask Zoe because she'll be able to point you in the right direction. That's Zoe's Cozy Colouring. You don't have a printer? Yeah, my printer is not good. It can print black and white stuff perfectly fine, but for some reason printing pages, it is weird. It just doesn't work. It goes, the line art of it. Let me grab an example. It's like fuzzy. So I have these from Fabiana Attanasio that I bought, and I don't know if it can pick up here, but there's like a red and a yellow outline. It looks almost like 3D. Don't know if you can see that, but it just gives me a headache looking at it. And my dad is a bit of an expert on printers, and he can't even work it out. Like, genuinely, his job is printers. He's an IT technician. Yeah, I've thought about going to a library and printing my own stuff there for some things, but I don't know. Right, let's carry on with this last section, then we can go back to our lightsaber wielding bee. Ooh, almost dropped them on myself. That would have been a bit of a disaster. Right, so if I ignore the chat again, this is why I am concentrating. Let's start with PV5 in the corner. You bought a reasonably priced laser printer and love it. It's definitely worth it. Yeah, what we have is a laser printer, and it doesn't work. My dad always goes, oh, it's because of your documents, they're rubbish. And I'm just like, no, they're PDFs. They're nothing fancy. They're just lines. They're black and white line work. And I've tried printing, doing the settings and just setting it to black and white. Still does those stupid red and yellow outlines. And sometimes it's better than others. Sometimes it's worse. And it's just annoying because I can't figure out what's wrong with it. Didn't even know I had a Ko-fi. Yeah, it's always linked in my YouTube descriptions, every video. So it's got trackers on there. I've now got swatch sheets. It's got the translated index of Sargon, Maria Troll's Fairy Tales book. It's got a translated guide of the Laura Mia colouring book by Erie. It's got those trackers for Colour by Numbers and Camilla Angelkova's. Yeah, I tried all that, Erica. Yeah, all the settings of just, and it does the exact same every time, and it's so annoying. Technology, yeah, exactly. Welcome, Gemma. Thanks for joining. I studied networking in college. I'm a firm believer in using the same brand as your PC, but I have a Mac and use a HP LaserJet. I love it. Yeah, ours is a HP as well. HP printer, HP laser printer, and I've got a HP laptop. I think my dad's computer is a HP. My dad just kind of takes old printers from work that they don't need or that are going in the bin, and he'll just take them home. I will probably end up doing some touch-ups off camera. There's some like little corners that I haven't quite coloured in. Yeah, I'll go grab at the what do you call it? The B page, Flights Fancy. Okay, we're done for the background. Oh no, I need to do this bit as well. And yeah, these have lines, so I think I'm going to black these out. But this bit I need to do. This really is not my sort of page, this kind of breaking the barrier, very almost like surrealist, illusion looking kind of page. Just messes with my head. I like pages to be simple, but I think once I broke it down in my thought process of like, okay, this is the background. Once you've distinguished what's the background and what's the foreground, it definitely goes by a lot easier. This does a lot of complicated pages. Once you've got the background sorted, a lot of it comes easier. I think that's a folded over bit. Almost there. Ta-da! I think I need to do this bit because that looks like a fold of the paper. There's some bits like that. You know what? I'm going to leave it. I'm going to leave it for now, and I will study it by myself off camera. but I'm gonna leave it like that for now. How old is the printer? Could it still be under warranty? It's an old printer that's, I don't think my dad bought it, just got it from work. I spent the last 3 hours colouring it in very intricate elephants, and now I can see elephants when I close my eyes. You don't want to see another elephant again in your life, I reckon. Hello Rebecca, welcome. Welcome to stream. I've just finished doing this galaxy background and really love how it looks. I'm going to do some touch-ups off camera, and this wasn't necessarily a stream page, this was in between whilst I waited for this page to dry. So we're bringing back the bee. And it is certainly a splotchy background. And I'm going to do the nervous check of the page on the other side. So let's have a look. I was like, what the heck? That's my backing sheet. It's stuck. And not a single bit of shadowing, bleed through, nothing. There's warping, that's for sure, but I can deal with warping. So that is great. There. I'm in two minds. Do I do another layer or do I just embrace this? I think another layer will smooth it out. Maybe another layer that's a lot more watered down and not as pigmented, because there's some areas here which are very, very pigmented, and right up in that corner as well, and don't look as good as my liking. You currently own a Canon wide format photo G620 laserjet printer that can print on paper up to £300. It can also print photos out as well, and it uses, if I remember, 6 different colours that I have to pour from individual bottles directly into the individual spots in the printer, like how a lot of the Epson laserjet printers are. Oh, nice. Yes, that was Dragon Spell that I was just colouring in. Catherine's quiet because you're packing stuff for your holiday. Whoop whoop, enjoy your holiday, Catherine. Are you off tomorrow? Don't have to pay Canon to be able to print anything out of my printer monthly, unlike when I used to own a HP laserjet printer who I was paying monthly to be able to print anything. That's annoying. Hate when people do that, or companies do that. You did a great job with the galaxy background, thank you. It's definitely been a bit of trial and error, but yeah, this is done pretty well. This is done pretty well. I'm gonna just wipe this one off because that was the wrong colour and I don't want to get confused and use it again. There we go. Right. You're flying 6 AM Saturday. Nice. And where are you off to, Catherine? It's getting expensive to keep doing because you're low income and don't have a lot of money going around. Yeah, printers are so expensive. I got a printer when I was in uni, just a really cheap one, and it was cheaper for me to buy a whole new printer than it was to buy refills of ink, and that is insane. That is insane. And I was tempted to do that, but I was like, no, the waste of that. I just couldn't deal with it. I couldn't deal with the waste of buying a whole new printer and all that plastic just going in the bin for the sake of me saving a couple of pounds. Right, I think I will do another layer. We'll prep my water. I think I'll get some clean water though because it's very black and murky. I'll be back in just 2 seconds. Oh, fresh water required. Definitely a second layer, yeah. It always will look better on camera because the camera smooths things out, but yeah, I think a second layer is definitely needed. I kind of want to take a picture Oh no, I don't have anything to take a picture with. Because sometimes I like seeing, no I do, my tablet. Because sometimes it's nice to see the before and after and being like, oh, and knowing to trust the process. Oh, that's very zoomed in. Can I zoom it out? Nope. Don't mind me completely blocking the camera here. So I take a photo with my tablet. There we go. Yeah, that's a good photo of it. So I can compare the before and after. If you had painted on 2 or 3 light layers of the Daniel Smith transparent watercolour ground or golden satin glazing liquid and let that dry first, your page would not be as crinkly with the water added to the watercolour paints there. It's really not that bad. Like, I've had way worse in books. It's really, I don't mind the crinkle, and I know that will flatten down over time. So it's a little bit, really not crazy. I mean, I try not to do loads of water, try my best, but no one's perfect with restricting their water usage. You've seen others use soft pastels on top to smooth it out, just to throw it out there. That's a good idea. I kind of don't mind the blotchiness though of the watercolour. Kind of works in its favour. And I'm trying to remember what colours I was using. That one. No, that's indigo. That one. And this one. The annoying thing about these pans is you can't really see the names with them in there. Just going to add some more to here. Sad you missed most of the stream. You're at kids football. Welcome, Amanda. Thanks for joining. We have done the background of this page, and if you go back just 10 minutes, you will see that I also did the background for the Galaxy Dragon spell page. That is our page for the month in the group. So it's been a nice productive stream doing lots of backgrounds, which for me is a lot because I hate doing backgrounds. Just adding loads of water to this, so hopefully it will last me. Why does that look purple? Because it is purple, because I just used the wrong pan. Oh, silly me. I was like, why does this look purple? And it's because it is. It's because when they're dry like this, you can't even see what colour you're using. But that's okay. We got some purple mixed in with some of the old blue. That's fine. You'll probably watch the VOD later. It's starting to get cold now. It is. It must be especially for you up in Scotland. But yeah, the temperature has definitely dropped here in the last week, hasn't it? Right, there we go. That looks blue now. Mini Mania came today. Lovely. I do like that book, but I definitely got a bit burnt out of it. But all the pages are still there, waiting for me to colour eventually. Does the Daniel Smith transparent watercolour ground make the page rough like watercolour paper, or is it smooth? You can apply it all over the page if you're going to paint that page with watercolour paints. Yeah, because I want to use pencil for this bee here. Right. Starting with the black. Ooh, that turned a lot more blue than it was just now. But now I've already got a base layer of colours down. I'm trying to focus this layer on smoothing it out a little bit more. Yeah, it's still quite a nerve-wracking process for me. For me? What was that accent? For me? It was such a weird change in my voice. For me. But I'm trying my best and working it out. I'm learning, and that's the main thing, we're learning. And whilst, yes, I love this page, it's not my absolute favourite in the book, so I wouldn't be too terribly upset if it didn't work out completely like I wanted it to. But I still want it to turn out well. That's the goal. Oh, why is watercolour so scary? I think it's because you know you're doing it in a book that is not meant for watercolour. That's what makes it scary, not the actual using watercolour itself. But even then, colouring in a watercolour book is still scary. I think we all find that. It's just whatever medium you're not used to, really. Like, I'm sure watercolour artists would find pencil scary. Or alcohol markers, and I don't necessarily find those scary. It's just whatever you're used to. And as I am not used to this medium, it is scary to me. Oh, I'm missing out. It's 12 degrees, which is honestly alright here at this time of night, but it's been so hot we are not used to it. I had a jacket on, which is not the usual for me. Yeah. It's just, it really did drop quite quickly and quite suddenly. Like, we were in a heat wave one week and then it dropped to below 20 the next week. I met your cousin in London yesterday and we went to the National Gallery. On the way back, got stuck in torrential downpour. Had to wring my dress out. It was so wet. Oh, gross. Yeah, there's been lots of rain in the UK this past week. Ugh, hate it. I mean, I haven't left the house in 2 weeks, but yeah, hate it. Actually, no, I did go out on last Sunday. If you want to colour with alcohol markers on double-sided colouring pages without bleeding onto the other page, you can paint 2 or 3 layers of the Daniel Smith transparent watercolour ground or golden satin glazing liquid on one page, but wait for it to completely dry and you can colour with alcohol markers on both sides. That has an image on both sides. That is good to know. I often don't mind colouring with just pencils or water-based markers or whatever. You're a wild... You were, I can't speak. You were a watercolor artist for a few years. It's all about water control. Yeah, that's what I'm struggling with right now. Is controlling the water. I have no control. And I don't know how much is right, so I just kind of whack a load on, hope for the best. You're leaving, going to bed since I have to work tomorrow. Thank you for the stream. Thanks for Joyra. Have a good night. Have a good sleep. Let's get back. You're not a huge watercolour fan anymore. You prefer gouache, but oils are amazing. Not for colouring books though, although, I wonder if I could do that. Gouache would work well. I know people use gouache a lot in colouring books, but yeah, oils. That would, they probably wouldn't work at all, would they? Knowing oil paints. Just put myself on the scales of the suitcase, lol. Why are you not a huge fan of watercolours? Oh, that's Amanda, directed to Amanda. You're terrified of watercolour? Yeah, Michelle, me too. But you don't learn unless you try. But yeah, it's hard to know which books to try it on and which not to. I did hear good things about this book with watercolour, and luckily that has proven true for me. This second layer has definitely helped. It's very, very dark though. I think I may have gone a little too dark. But that's okay. It's a dark galaxy. We can have a very dark galaxy, that's fine. All pastels can be used, yeah. Just don't use watercolour brushes. They hold way too much water. Princeton Elite of Neptune would be horrible. Instead use nylon. That's why water brushes tend to be good. Yeah, I don't have any water brushes. I like to be able to hold the water and control it with that rather than with squeezing. Like, my fear is squeezing and having a whole blob of water and it going crazy on a page. So I just buy cheap brushes and they've done me fine because I'm not a fancy girl. Went to an art store and I couldn't believe how expensive an individual brush was. I couldn't be spending £6 on one brush. I just couldn't. And then I went to another shop and this one, not this one, this brush here was 66p and I was like, perfect. And it has done the exact job that I want it to. Because I don't do crazy watercolour art. I mainly use it for metallic watercolours or activating ink tints, so a cheap brush does me well. In the amateur art school I attended, they used gesso to cover mistakes and to add texture for the paper. Yeah, gesso is kind of like, people use it to base, like base their canvases, and or if they're doing projects on wood, they'll base it with gesso. Which this blue has travelled quite a way. You just got your brute feeder pencils from Temu, nice. I was searching for brute feeders the other day because I was like, I heard you couldn't get them anymore. And yeah, on Amazon you can't. Whereas when I first started colouring 3 years ago, they were about £20 on Amazon. Really easy to buy and get. and then they just disappeared. They do seem to be available on those Asian sites like Temu, AliExpress, whatnot. Right, I think that's done. Do you want to go over these wings? I think I'm going to use a very light layer of purple. Yeah, that works. Just so it's got a bit of colour on there. There we go. Then I'll probably end up going over them with some metallic or glitter. There we go. Ooh, it's not what I wanted it to look like, but it is what it is. It's very, very dark. It's much darker than I necessarily intended, but again, it is what it is. It's not terrible. I learned whilst colouring, so that's okay. They are the 180, but they are round. Oh yes, the 180, I think that's the set that Kira uses and likes at A Picture Purpose. I like being able to blend after. I like working dark to light, and watercolour isn't really good for that. I prefer opaque rather than transparent paint. I only like watercolours on 100% cotton paper. Yeah, I get what you mean. I feel like gouache is probably easier to control as well than watercolour. Like getting the right amount of water. I've got a lot of pigment showing. Is that dry? Pretty much. Like, I think my ratio of water to paint is way off because it's looking very kind of pigmented in a lot of places, and I don't know what I'm doing. But I think what I want to do once this is dried, obviously, is go over with the Winsor & Newton ink, probably in the silver, and just splatter it on. Cover up the bee and then just splatter. Kind of going over some areas that aren't particularly smooth with just water on the brush to smooth it out a bit more. I'm hesitant to go too crazy and ruin it. Yeah, I think with lots of silver shiny ink, it will improve in its kind of opinion with me. But it is okay. I like it. I do. I think it's very dark. Wanted more colour. Yeah, just double checking the other side, and it's absolutely fine still. I'm just still so unsure with watercolours, and it's definitely a learning curve. But you'll only learn if you use them. I noticed they said oily pencils, so I wasn't sure if they were brute funas. I think they are oily pencils, although they don't feel like it. Yeah, a lot of things are called oily pencils, but they're not actually. Mine said oily on it. Bee with the lightsaber's cracking me up. Yeah, he is so cute. Nylon brushes are better than natural hair or squirrel hair. You can get squirrel hair brushes. I don't know what these are. I think they're probably nylon just because they're cheap. Does it say? No, it doesn't say anything. It's called Sostrine Green or Sostren Gren. And then this other set is Boldmere from the Works, I believe. It's a big set. But I think I was saying on stream before how I wanted new brushes because I'd lost one. I found the brush. I finally found it. It's not that one. Is it that one? Yeah. I finally found my in between size number 5 for so long. It was it had fallen into a different pencil holder that I've got on the floor. Yeah, I found it. But this one is a different size to the 2 that I bought. So these have served me well because this one's a 4, that one's a 7, this is a 5, although 5 looks pretty much the same as the 4. And then I've got a 9 and a 8. I think I have others, but they're stored away somewhere. The paint should be tea consistency, then milk, then cream. Straight out the tube for gouache, whereas watercolour depends on the effect you want. You just need to keep using them to learn. You just said the same thing as me. Yeah, I think. Though now it's dry and I'm like, I do quite like it. It's very different. And yeah, just splash it with glitter and shiny and you'll love it. Yay, I think the page is finished. We'll be on your Instagram. Love it, Yana. Dump out the water once it gets dirty or too muddy to use after using watercolour paints on a page in a colouring book, for example. I find them easier to use than regular watercolour. I think we're saying the same thing. Main thing is everyone had fun, doesn't get stressed. Yay for colouring. You just bought your first set of gouache not too long ago, but yet to try them. Yeah, I don't really use gouache all that often. And by all that often, I've never used it. Sometimes I say things and I'm like, that's not true. What am I saying? Yeah, I'm not sure what pencils I will use for this, but I will finish this off camera and then I will share it in my... I could share it in the next stream, which will be next week. Or it could be someone this weekend if I feel so inclined. I may do like an extra long stream next week because my parents are away and I have free reign to keep streaming if I feel like it, but I'll see how it goes. Let's move this and grab something else. Don't know what to grab. You can grab that dragon spell page back again. Let's move this water so I don't knock it. Yeah, I really like the galaxy effect I created here. I've got incredibly messy hands from the alcohol markers. Yeah, here is the galaxy background I did for the dragon. The colours are really, really off. I want to see if I can adjust them with this. Oop. Ah! Flashing. That's the exposure. I want to see if there's like a warmth. Oh no, that's not the one. Don't mind me as I'm just playing around here. Yeah, no. I don't know. It just looks very blue, but it's a lot more purpley toned in real life. Thank you for streaming. Yes, I will be ending it here just because I've got nothing else to do. I do have some like rips in this, which I will do off camera. Yeah, I think I'm going to do these bits in black. It's a very... There's a lot of things to look at and try and make sense of what's going on. Being like, okay, what's the like paper, what's the background, what's the foreground? But I think I'm going to do the dragon itself, a nice purple colour. Probably something a little bit basic with something lighter than this. And then I can always shade darker. Yeah, lots of purples and some blues mixed in. Maybe blues for the flowers or something like that. But yeah, I want a purple dragon. I always like purple dragons. Squirrels are super expensive. Hundreds of dollars. I thought £6 was too much for me. It's crazy. Hundreds of dollars? No, thank you. When I get confused, I look at bits others have covered it as well. Yeah, I do that too. I'm like, okay, who's coloured this page? Let's have a look at it online. Just noticed a bit over here that I've missed. And I want to... Yeah, I often will look at people's completed pages. Don't know if anyone out there has coloured this page on Instagram, but I'm constantly looking up hashtags and whatnot to hashtag mythographic dragon spell. I think I did that when I was colouring this page because I wasn't exactly sure how to do these dragon fruit bits, so I just kind of went with the flow, and yeah, I just haven't felt like finishing it yet. I will do eventually, but I think I'm going to finish this one first because I'm feeling very inspired by it. I'm in the spacey mood now. Yeah, I think I will sign off now. You know, that skill to be spending that kind of money on brushes? Absolutely not. Nylon bristles reduce the liquid being carried to the page, plus it's cheaper. I think mine must be nylon. They're not real hair, but yeah, they don't seem to hold too much water. They do the job for me, and that's what matters. I don't care about fancy supplies. If a supply does the job I need it to do, that's good enough for me. But yeah, I will sign off now. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining me for this stream. I think I'll be back to my normal schedule next week of Wednesday and Friday. If there are any changes, I'll post it on my community tab. I'll always try and schedule my stream before I do it, a few hours before at least. I'll try and get a little bit better at scheduling it a bit earlier, just so you know what's going on. But yeah, thanks for joining me. Hope you all have a good rest of your day, evening, night, whatever time it is in your place of the world. Yeah, thanks so much for joining. I will see you all in the next stream. Bye everyone.